What's up, guys? Welcome back. So I sold my soft top and used some of those monies to get myself some new lights. So at this point, picked up a set of Oracle Oculuses that were on sale from a local distributor. So I got the ones that are all blacked out, and then of course I had my Diode Dynamics SS3 Pros. So I ordered the bracket that will allow you to mount it in the fog light location, and comes with the harnesses and stuff like that. So got about 600 bucks invested between the two things, so can't complain. Was contemplating some other different light options, but just didn't feel like justifying the difference in money between the two. So let's get started with installing them. So we're gonna run them through. I took some before video of what the headlights look like before, and I'll show you afterwards then. Stick around. All right, so across the top here, you take out just a handful of clips. In a couple places there were, I believe, 5 or 6 of them. And then there's just some metal clips that go along the bottom here. And unclip, just give it a yank, and it comes off. Then there's 3 bolts holding each headlight on. The cool thing with the Oracles is they do plug directly into the same mount, and then there's a wiring harness that runs across the front here, across here, and then joins together, and then you tap it into the one fuse spot in the your fuse block, so that way it turns the halos on and off with your ignition. It's actually tapped into the cigarette lighter. So we're gonna get started on that next. All right, so just a quick look that was thrown in there. 3 screws. Then there's this wire, which is the one that connects to the halos. That'll connect to the little harness that I'll show you here in a moment. And then otherwise is just plugging directly into the back there. But kind of see the difference between the headlights. You got a shiny headlight and you've got a matte black headlight. So looks good. So we're gonna do the same thing for the other side. Get those 3 screws undone. and then I'll get the harness laid out and show you what you do with that so you can get that installed. All right, so got the other side on, same 3 screws, stuff like that. So the harness has a part here where you got the 2 wires that go into one. The one end is here, the other end is right here, and there's a spot or 2 right in along this edge here that you can tuck it and then sort of zip tie it to another wire that's already there. So it kind of keeps it out of the way from the radiator, but you can certainly do whatever you want as far as trying to route it along the top here or even down along the edge and stuff like that. So there's a couple different options for that. Then at that point you've got a ground connection here, which you've got a couple grounding posts right along this edge here, and then under the fuse box there is a notched out section over there, and then you put it in fuse F52, which I gotta find exactly where that one was, and they give you the little jumper that is this piece here with a spare fuse that's also in the box there. So you put that in there and then plug the fuse into it, and that way it keeps your halos on when you've got the ignition on and that kind of stuff. But definitely like a huge difference in just the overall look with having the different headlights in it. So let's get this all wrapped up. All right, got everything together now, so give you a quick run through. Got the headlight in here, got the wire ran across, connected to here, up and over, and then down and around, then into here, and then there is, let me grab my light. I lost my light. There's a ground right here that I tapped it in. I did have to add just a little bit of wire just because they don't give you very much. And then F52 is right here. It's where these double blocks are. It's the middle one right above it. It was a yellow fuse. So you use the fuse tap, just pop it in there. And then I'm gonna have to notch just a little bit out of the cover here once I flip it over, and probably this side here, just have to do a quick notch on this side right here, just so that way the wire goes through and doesn't get pinched by that. But other than that, I'm gonna fire it up here in a moment and see if everything's working before I put the grill back on. All right, so we got halos, and then I'm going to real quick now go and throw the headlights on and make sure they come on. Yep, so we got a good, nice beam there. And as you can see, I still have the halogen fog lights, so that's the next thing we're going to do. We're going to throw the Diode Dynamics SS3 Pros in there. So we're going to do that next. So at this point, all of my lights, front and rear on the exterior of the vehicle, will be LED. So I was able to do it for not a crazy amount of money with getting the fog lights from the rear tail lights from a buddy who had a Mojave that went to the Oracle Slimline one, so I picked them up for cheap. And then same thing with the headlights, and then I had the LED bulbs from my previous Jeep that I wasn't able to install. So next thing we're going to do is head under the fog lights. All right, so I'll give you a quick look of the grill back on with the lights. So started messing around with the this here, and there is a handful of clips here, here, down in here, up in here. There's a couple you'll see sort of on the back side of this. Is a clip here, clip here, clip here, clip here, clip here, and clip here. And then there's also another couple that are all along the top of the skid plate splash guard, I guess technically you could call it, that need undone. They're these style of clips, so all you do, you got a little pry tool like this, you get in between them, slide it down, and then they come apart. So it's fairly easy. But now that I've got that down, got easy access to the light, and then same thing on the other side here. We're gonna have to pop this one off and get these clips that are here and here and here and here and here. And then there's 2 8mm bolts at the very bottom right here where the splash guard mounts on. And then there's a 7mm bolt that is right there that you can see on the bottom side of the bumper that also holds the plate on. So I'm gonna do the other side real quick, and then we're gonna start messing around with the fog lights and getting those in. All right, so once you get those apart, there's 4 7mm screws that are holding it all around the corners. Pretty easy, unclip it then. And as you can see, this mount pretty much lines up the same as what the other one is, so I'll be able to throw those in here in a moment. And then it's just a matter of digging through the couple harness options that they give you to see which one lines up with this and then plugs into the back of the Deutsch connection on the back of this guy. So I'm going to do that next. All right, so pretty easy. There's one that lines up pretty nicely and then plugs in the back of the light. And as you can see, here is stock, and then there it is with the SS3 in there. I'll show you a little bit here once the light's off because it's a little crazy bright. Initially pointing at the wall, you've got a real nice cutoff line, so later tonight I'll have to pull it outside and use the garage door to try to adjust the beam and make sure that it's where it needs to be. But otherwise, fairly easy install. I've probably been in the garage maybe about an hour total for everything. So I'm going to get the covers button back up on the thing and put the splash guard back on, and then I'll give you some finished video outside here in a moment. All right, got it all buttoned up, put back together, and here is finished product. So definitely looks a lot better, especially with the fact that I've eliminated all the chrome on the Jeep. So that was kind of the last shiny bit that existed. So but overall, not a bad project. It's just a matter of popping these covers off and the splash guard off. So later tonight, I'm going to get some video of what the beam looks like on the garage door, so that way I can then adjust it, because it looks like it might be just a hair high at this point, and I'm sure that I'll be blinding people with them. So I'm gonna get that adjusted, and yeah, got to figure out what my next mod is. Still have a few things sitting around here to finish selling, so probably gonna be tires and wheels and stuff like that here very shortly. So stick around, make sure you're subscribed to follow along with the adventure. Thanks guys, talk to you soon.